Welcome, super sensitives. Here's what to expect in June 2017. We've turned a corner. Yes, we have. The chaotic energies of May, and so for some of us even April, and even for some of us the end of March. It depends on when your challenges, your tough times really kicked in. We can finally say now that in June there's a much calmer vibration that's happening here, which is so lovely. There's also a very clear message of plucking the fruit from the tree of the seeds that we've sown from February onwards. So a lot of people found this number 1 year, this is a number 1 year, 2017, and that stands for new beginnings, fresh starts. And I think some people maybe thought that the fresh start meant that, you know, anything that wasn't resolved, oh, I can just leave that all behind. You know, 2016 was a year of completion. We had the 9 year, and 2017 is going to be a breeze. And we soon learned that that's not the case. But I have to say, from my own experience and with all my clients and what the angels are talking to me about every day in my downloads, there's definitely a much cooler breeze afloat at the moment with the June energies, which is always good. And it's a wonderful time of year to have that sense of new openings, new beginnings, you know, fresh energy coming in, which will come in the shape of new people, new projects, work, career, new relationships, and very much as well, a new way of being in this fifth dimensional world that we're now in. And the message I got loud and clear the other day, which was wonderful, because up to that point, for so much of May, it was pushing through any inner and outer obstacles, and also a lot of downloading, an awful lot of integration happening, which when that happens for me, when I go through weeks and weeks of that, it's just exhausting. So the best thing I've learned in the past, I would try to push through that. I don't push through the guidance I get now. So when I'm downloading, and I call them seasons of downloading because it seems to be seasonal, I just go with it. So for those of you who are super sensitives on a similar path, I'm sure you can relate to that as well. So if you were feeling exceptionally tired and kind of foggy and spacey, it was just because you were integrating lots of new fresh frequencies for the 5D, and lots of new information and wisdom to share with your clients and with your friends and family and loved ones. So the best way to roll with that is to like meditate as much as you can, and take some space, take some alone time. Don't get overwhelmed. Try not to take on too many projects and exhaust that energy. So June is a replenishing month, June and July. We are definitely rejuvenating what we've succeeded in transforming in April and May. They were definitely transformative months, and they were months where, you know, you may have found you had to make big changes in your life, big shifts. There was a lot of clients were reporting back to me that they felt they were losing people, they were losing friends, they were changing partners, walking away from long-term relationships, and even some family members that they just felt are no longer in the same vibrational vicinity. Because in the 5D, we don't do drama here. We don't do those old three-dimensional human stories. We don't do being a sounding board for other people's attachment to pain and misery and wanting company in that misery. We just don't do it. We don't have the time, energy, or inclination anymore, and that's wonderful. And in my last video for the May Ascension update, I talked about this, and I said it's actually liberating not to be invested in people's stories anymore. Now, in the past, being such a sensitive soul, I'm always aware of other people's feelings. You know, I'm empathic, I'm psychic, I pick up on these things, very much so. But I'm learning drastically, especially since 2017 began, how to, even though I'm feeling the feelings of that person and they're maybe not happy with the decision I've made, or an action I've taken, I'm learning to feel their, you know, distaste and me maybe saying, no, I'm not going to meet you for coffee, or no, I'm not available, or no, I'm not going to be spending my quality time with you. I've learned to feel that feeling anyway and still proceed on my path. It has to be okay that they actually, what they feel is irrelevant, and it has to be okay that I can still be true to myself. And that's been a massive lesson for the people coming to see me as a healer as well. I can see that it's like in the past we would have kind of stuffed down our own truth, our own feelings, and being like, well, I don't want to hurt that person. Like that's a friend I've had, we have history and all that kind of stuff. And we're realizing that these are just really excuses we use not to actually honor our truth, and to stay, well, I've been friends with that person for years and years and years, so I have to be loyal to that. And the angels have told me since time began that loyalty and duty, having a sense of duty to someone else, is dangerous. It actually is dangerous, because it's actually from a very three-dimensional egoic perspective on life. Really there is no duty. Duty boils down to choices, and we all have choices. We might feel compelled to do something. We might have been conditioned, and we might have been trained to be loyal to our family, to our mother, to our father, to our friends, to our husband, to our wife, whatever. But your soul truth is very different to the third dimensional sense of duty and loyalty. And if you're stuck or you feel trapped in a situation right now, I strongly advise you to have a look at your beliefs, your limiting beliefs around loyalty, and see, is your loyalty to someone else or to an institution holding you back from actually honoring and being loyal to yourself? And that's really important. So we find that in order to really follow our truth, we have to be really brave souls. We have to be courageous. It takes courage to step outside of your comfort box and speak up for yourself and say, you know what, this isn't working for me. I'm not satisfied. And the only time we really get to release resistance in life is when we feel deep satisfaction, like true, soulful satisfaction. Satisfaction is evidence of no resistance. We can't fake satisfaction. We can't pretend something was really enriching and juicy and good when it wasn't. And if you're in a situation right now, in a relationship or in a job or some experience that is less than satisfactory, and you're just going through the motions, I'm telling you, your angels are asking you in June to really address that. Now, with action, you don't have to take action right now. The action will automatically come through momentum when you are honest with yourself and you first admit the truth to yourself that, you know what, this situation, this experience is less than satisfactory. So that's the first step. And that's the biggest step, actually, because that opens up the energy. It opens up your receptivity to something that's a better fit for you and a better fit for your sense of satisfaction. So the first 2-3 weeks of June are going to be time of replenishment, as I've said. You may find that you are enjoying the peaceful, there's a lovely peaceful quality to June and a very enriching energy in June. So it's what's the word? It's actually a very satisfying, that word will definitely sum it up. There's a very satisfying quality and vibrations flowing in, flooding into our energies right now. I found that the downloading season and the constant need to recalibrate and just meditate, receive downloads of information for you guys has stopped now. And once that stops, I can start doing videos, I can start writing, I can start translating exactly what those chunks of frequency that I had to integrate while I was meditating, what they actually mean and what they actually translate as for us in the human experience. And that's what part of this is about. Now, that's not to say, because there's a peaceful energy in the beginning of June, that we won't need to start taking a lot of action as June progresses. So as June goes on, things start to really heat up. Your action is required. I always encourage action. There are times, however, in life where we need to be still and we need to be quiet. And there are other times in life where we need to go and really, you know, get digging up the garden and, you know, plant that tree, plant that rose. I would say what I'm being told by my guides is the 3rd week, the 4th week in June, that's when we really need to start getting a momentum going, a momentum of manifestation. And the angels have clearly stated that June, especially the end of June and July, is going to be really fast manifestational energy. So if you've been doing your visualizations, if you've been practicing your meditation, if you've been you know, writing out your goals and your dreams and desires, and you've been really focused about that and keeping your desire pure, and when I talk about that, you see that in other videos. Look at my other channel, the rest of videos on my channel. I've done a lot of videos on talking about keeping your desire pure, meaning keeping it true, keeping it believable, keeping it in a sense of possibility in your energy, in your aura. That's so important. You can want and want and want and dream about something that you're longing for, but if you have a deep belief system that says that'll never happen, that's not possible, you could forget it. It's not in your energy field, so you're not going to attract it, because it has to be revealed and allowed in you for you to be a magnet to experience that in your outside manifested experience. So yes, June, July will be very fast energies for manifestation. It's a time of really building that snowball of momentum that I talk about with my clients. When you get on a snowball of a dream, of something that you want, and you've been building a positive momentum around it, you will find that in these times of fast manifestational frequencies, that you will see evidence of that dream, and not only just evidence of it coming or it opening in your energy field, but actually sometimes you will just, the whole beautiful desire will very organically and very naturally drop into your lap, because desires come to us when we naturally expect it, or when even when we're not expecting it, when we're just in a good, clear, happy space in our lives. And you know, haven't you noticed that everything that you've wanted, that you've received, has happened naturally, like a next logical step? Like it wasn't the big deal you thought it was going to be when it actually came. You're like, oh yeah, I remember asking for that a while ago. Oh yeah, oh that's lovely. Next, what's next? You know, we're always on to the next, because that's the way it works here. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for June. I hope that that was helpful for you. Keep an eye out. I'll be doing some more energy forecasts for July and August. And if you've watched this video, I would really appreciate you share the love and give me a thumbs up, and feel free to share it as well. You can visit me at www.aoibeandoyle.com. That's AOIBHEANNDOYLE.com. Namaste.